Hello, everybody. We're sitting here with Kevin from EOS New York today, and he's going to be giving us just a quick update on everything that's going on today and tonight and what EOS New York has been up to during the Tulip conference.
EOS New York or EOS? I mean, this right
well,
now.
EOS New York, you guys are kind of in the middle of EOS and what it's doing, right? You guys are pretty much one of the crews that's really driving it, right?
Well, we're trying to help where we can because this really is one of the most aggressive, not aggressive, ambitious decentralized launches of a public permissionless blockchain ever, because no one is in charge. I mean, we are. I mean, the phrase "herding cats" doesn't really give it justice, because we're herding cats that speak Chinese, Korean, Spanish, English. It's absolutely fascinating to be a part of. But I hope we're almost there. We have been meeting every single day, twice a day, at 1300 UTC or 9 a.m. Eastern, and then 0100 UTC or 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're discussing actively, like, okay, are we or are we not ready to go? And there's a lot of pressure. We've had 1 week since the code froze. 1 week. And yes, we have been working with it for months, but there are features that have been released as late as a couple days ago. There are features that are released today. And we need to, it's not on Block 1 to do this. We are responsible.
As a community.
The amount of people around the world that have taken personal risks to their livelihood, with their family, their security, to enable this, it's incredible that there's this many people. And tonight at 0100 UTC, we will again call to a vote, a go, no go vote. And you know, we're positive. I would say we're 51% positive.
Okay, well that's getting in that area where we like.
Well, there are a lot of block booster candidates. There are a lot of personalities. There are a lot of perspectives, and all of them are incredibly technically proficient and professional. So it's just about how can we most efficiently arrive at agreement.
So you feel like it's getting there, then? Like the steps are being made. Do you have a concern with the timeline when it's made, or when this decision is made, or do you have any thoughts that, you know, it's going to be bad if it takes an extra day or two, or is it? What are your thoughts on this? What should people consider in terms of the time for this, you know, for the decision to be made?
Well, there's a couple different things. So first of all, I wouldn't make any kind of venture into a prediction. My background is not in
sure,
software
of course.
So I'm learning a lot from that perspective. Our technical team is the one that's telling me, you know, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing. But one of the things I want to say that's important for every token holder right now is that, and I've been saying it wherever people will listen, is what you should be doing right now is nothing. You should not do anything, because anything means taking your keys and potentially exposing them to someone who does not have your best interest in mind. Even if you hear tonight on Twitter or Steam or where be it that we are launching, that does not mean go download a wallet with your private key. Wait to ask block producers that you trust. And who do you trust? The ones that you are ready to vote for. Go to them and say, help me understand what is safe and what is secure. That's the very first thing. As for the timeline itself, I think we're in a unique position because the block producer candidates did not set the expectation that the code is frozen and then we launch. That was inherited. And
fair enough.
As the community has evolved over time, in the beginning, there was nobody that felt confident enough to, or had enough of a say, like clout, to dispel that expectation. No one had that power. So we all had to just suck it up and deal with it. So in a launch of this magnitude, ideally, we may want longer, but the reality is we have had our hands on the software for a very long time. Block 1 is incredibly talented. and so are the professionals of each block producer. Even though things may happen, they always happen, and they can. And the software has been designed that we can stop portions of contracts that are running, fix them, and then allow them to come back in and influence how the blockchain is functioning. So it's not like Ethereum, where you'd be trying to where you'd be trying to change the engine of a jet of flight. So it is a reasonable expectation that we are ready to launch, but we'll see it in the vote.
Of course. Now, one of the things that I always like to say is we have this expectation that is kind of expected that it was going to be launched right away, and but there, like you said, there's a lot of things that need to be tied up. And the most important thing is that it's launched right. Right? If we rush it, that doesn't help us. If we think that the market might get afraid if it doesn't, none of that matters. All that matters at this point is it's done right. So you guys are at this point, you think it's fair enough to say that that is your goal?
Yeah. Sorry?
Quick answer, because I've already ran out of time.
Oh,
Sure.
okay. I was just going to say that, getting it done right is very important, but it's also important to remember that we're not running on blockchain fuel. There isn't a finite amount of times that we can do this. If something were to happen, if we were attacked, those people who just expended a ton of resources to attack us delayed us mere hours. We just do it again. The software will be there. They cannot suddenly delete the code. So yes, it's important that we do it right. We have a reasonable expectation that it will go well. And to reiterate what I said before, is we wait to talk to block producers that you plan to vote for, or that you trust, about instructions on what is safe to vote with, what is a safe wallet, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I think it's, just to reiterate, make sure that you listen to your block producers that you are going to vote for, just like you said. One of the main things that concerns me, like you said, don't put your keys where you don't trust them, because that can lose all of it, including all the share drops that are coming. They're coming. And I want to thank you, really, for everything you guys are doing, because I see what you guys are doing. And just because I'm a fly on the wall doesn't mean that it isn't obvious to those of us who are watching.
You're fuzzy on the wall.
Yeah, I'm fuzzy on the wall. You can't miss me.
Yeah.
But just because I'm on the wall, kind of watching, I want to make it clear that I very much appreciate everything that you guys have done. And we got started kind of when you guys came on in the early days.
Yeah.
I've watched you guys take the torch in a lot of ways, and I want to make it clear that you guys have done a lot of work. You guys have sacrificed quite a lot yourselves. I know you're talking about everybody else, but I want to thank you, and thank you guys for that too. So with that said, though, is there anything that you'd like to close it off with before, like anywhere, like maybe how people can reach you guys, where they could join up to keep in control and get your messages?
And just replaying the words that I said, I want to be clear that if we do majority vote go, it's because we're confident that we will be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, everything I said is fine, but we are confident that we'll be successful if we vote go. But you can reach me on Twitter at EOS New York, or Steemit, or Telegram, and also by email at community@eosnewyork.io. If we are elected, we certainly will be expanding our team. So if you do have technical expertise, if you do have experience in the community, we want to hear from you. You can send us your resume at community@eosnewyork.io. And boy, this is going to be a fun week ahead.
I know. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Oh, dude, I know. It's going to be crazy.